Hey everyone, hope you're having an awesome day today. Um, just wanted to go over the trade I took today on LYFT, and I also want to go over a couple other setups that I looked at that I didn't take, but maybe should have. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of those trades, but I'm going to go over the LYFT trade that I took today. Been getting back into equities a little bit, simply because I feel like it's one of my strong suits, and I feel like I understand them a little bit better than I used to. And now that I have more time to trade, I can really focus on the setups that trigger instead of forcing them. Okay, so LYFT, we've got starting with a higher time frame analysis. Overall, it's kind of weak. You can kind of see that we've been beaten up, and it's just been pretty weak. But the past 5 days have been relatively nice, showing 5 straight green candles. It looks like we kind of put in a bottom here. It looks like we're taking out this lower high here, and on a lower time frame on the 1 hour, we can see that we're putting in constant higher lows here. So we've got the low here, lower high, lower high, lower high, and it almost looks like we're making some sort of a head and shoulders pattern, but that was kind of invalidated today simply because this looked like a beautiful key level here at 43.75, and I'm going to go over the trade. So a rule of thumb that I have personally is I don't like to trade the first 5 minutes of the market open. I just don't understand it very well. It's something that I will incorporate, farther down the path, but I'm just not comfortable with it. I know I should be, or should try to, but it's just one of my rules for myself now that I don't trade. And it seems like a lot of equities have been doing better on the second test or third test of the key level. So that's something that I've also been looking at, is getting into the second or third test if the first test fails like this. So this is a nice little setup that I had. And again, it wasn't, not the cleanest action. You can see I got in right here at this blue arrow. My stop was below 43.4, simply because it acted as support here a couple times. We were above VWAP. And you can see that we failed this 43.75 level in the first 5 minutes, which was okay. Just, shows that we can go again. And on the second test, so we tested it again in this area, and we created this 5-minute RBNR. It's possible, it's okay. If I saw this a little bit sooner, I think I probably would have gotten in as well here when we were kind of breaking out of this consolidation range. And yeah, so I got in as soon as I saw us bounce off of VWAP again. Again, if I got in here on this candle, that's okay. My stop still would have been below 43.4. But I got in here as soon as I saw us bouncing off of VWAP again, kind of making this weak looking 5-minute RBNR. And my price target was 44.41, simply because that was the gap fill, which was another confirmation that I had on this trade. It had to fill this gap from here to here. This was the gap that it created way back in November. And we filled that gap finally here today. And it was just a beautiful trade. Not the cleanest action when I see it running up, but we were kind of holding value above VWAP, which I'd like to see. It's a bullish indication. And we had these upper wicks here, but taken out here, which is important to note. So there was really nothing bearish about this kind of setup that really worried me. That if we came back down, it was a 4-to-1 risk to reward trade. So I was risking about 20 cents here, maybe a little bit more, to make about 80. So a little less than 4-to-1, which is pretty good. So overall, a nice trade. I liked my risk that I put on, and this trade worked out immediately, which was beautiful. Love to see it. And I pretty much caught the high of the day. Sold at the top, which was beautiful. And yeah, I thought it was one of my best trades to date. This was 41% on the contracts, actually, so it was really, really nice. And the contracts I had were 8 days away, so it just goes to show you that you don't need to take same day expiration or same week expiration. Even these were 8 days away. On the expiration, they moved very nicely. Contracts went from 0.99 to 1.4. That was the max that I sold it at. So bought in at 0.99 here and sold at 1.4. So a beautiful trade on my end. Loved it. A next trade I took, or did not take, but I wish I did. was this Disney setup that I really, really liked, actually. Again, another stock that has just been beat up. But, we put in, I really like this setup because we put in a bottom here. We made a higher low here on 1220. We made this higher low in this demand zone, in this daily demand zone, indicating that buyers are present. Not only that, we made our own daily demand here as well, indicating again that buyers are present. And we broke this downtrend line and held value above it, creating another higher low. And it almost looks like, oops, sorry about that. And I really wanted to see us hold and break above. And this daily supply zone really didn't scare me because it's already been used. And we almost actually hit the price target today. But just to go over the trade, the 152.8 key level was a beautiful level. You can see that's acted as support here, resistance here, and support as well. And I was really looking for a break above it. So let's see what happened intraday. A little bit of chop here in the morning. Again, that's why I don't like playing the first 5 minutes. It was a fake out. And it was kind of looking weak in the morning. And this was kind of coding a little bit, bar coding a little bit. But we kind of gained momentum here after we broke out here. And I have this box highlighted because it's kind of a consolidation phase. And when I like to see consolidation, I like to see a retest of that consolidation, which is exactly what we got here. This would have been the proper entry here with my stop below 152.8 or below VWAP rather. It's possible, I could have taken it here, but was not confident in this simply because it looked like we were still kind of chopping around. So this is exactly what I wanted to see, break out of this kind of consolidation and retest it, which is exactly what we got here. I just didn't take this trade simply because I wasn't paying attention, or it wasn't the highest of volume that I wanted to see. But this would have been a valid entry here, risking about 30 cents with a price target of 154.5. So we didn't quite get it. We were about high of day. We were about 30 cents away. But overall, it was a really nice trade. I looked at the contracts, and contracts were up about 50%. So if I got to my price target, we would have had a nice 65% winner, is my guess. Nice little setup trade here. Not the highest of quality, but definitely a trade that I'd like to consider. The next trade that I was watching, I think was on Crowd. But this was a setup that I did not take, obviously. If I just go in here, the setup or the key level that I had was 213 here. It's just a beautiful looking level. You can see that we've been consolidating, making this ascending wedge here, squeezing. So a big move is coming. Didn't happen today, and just didn't get the volume that I wanted to see. I mean, you can clearly see that this is just dead volume. There's just, we need more volume here, and this is just kind of a dead move up. It's possible, you could have taken it here. And if you did take it, just make sure you have a proper stop loss. I just didn't like the risk to reward that I was getting. I personally didn't think that there was any risk to reward to be taken here. I think maybe if you were to take it, I don't know. I just don't see a clear entry here. It's possible that I guess people could have taken it above this little flag here with a stop below here. So, and it was a pretty good risk reward if you did take that trade, but I just didn't see anything that I liked. This is not action I want to trade. I like to see a clear move up compared. So, and the clear move that I like to see, if we just go back on LYFT again, these thick-bodied candles, what I want to see. But Snap was another setup that I was looking at that I just didn't take. This is a beautiful, beautiful VVM play that I like to see. This is just exactly what I want to see. I want to see clear, clean cut moves here, increasing volume. Love to see it, and I'll just show you what I saw here. We were on this downtrend, so again, this is another stock that's just been absolutely beat up, probably the most beat up stock that I've examined today so far. But we're bouncing off this downtrend line, this daily downtrend line. Maybe it looks like we're kind of putting in a bottom here. It almost looks like we're kind of maybe putting in a head and shoulders pattern here. So something I'm going to look out for sure. We've got the left shoulder here, the head here, and maybe another shoulder's coming. But intraday, I also saw a cup and handle pattern, or on a lower time frame, I should say. You can kind of see that we've got this cup here and this little handle here. So I'm going to quickly draw it out for you guys. If I just take a screenshot and then I can draw it out real quick. Okay, then I'll do this so we can kind of get the idea here. So we have, oops, how do I draw? Here we go. Oh, no, not this. Here we go. So we have the cup here, and then if I just adjust it, we have the cup here, and then the little handle here, and then the resistance line of the handle. So you keep that image in your head. So that's the higher time frame pattern. And then the resistance line I had at 47.4, it just looked nice to me. And so I was looking for a break above 47.4. Again, same thing on lift. We failed at this 47.4 level. We had a double bottom here, and we kind of came back up. We came back to life, looking for that second test again with the equities, and this is just a beautiful play. Targeting, I don't really know what my target would have been, simply because I wasn't paying attention to this at all, so I didn't really make a target for it, but I should have been. And this is kind of ugly action afterwards, but beautiful entry here. We saw that we had nice VVM here. I like these kind of thicker bodied candles, not the cleanest cut action, but this is kind of, I like to see this kind of VVM pick up here, and volume picked up here, as you can see on the bottom. So overall, a nice little setup here. Another thing that I do want to go over is AMD. The last setup that I do want to go over is AMD. And we had a head and shoulders pattern that I just completely, I just missed it, actually, when I was doing my analysis. I don't know why or how, but I did. We have the left shoulder here. Oops, the left shoulder here. We've got the head here. And then we've got the right shoulder here, and then the neckline here at 147 was my key level or entry level. You can kind of see it better on a excuse me, better here. 147 was the level I liked. Really targeting this 149 area. Looked like good kind of resistance here. So the entry that would have been was here at this, with I think a stop below 146.4. So risking about 60 cents to make about $2. So it's about a little more than a 3-to-1. And it would have hit, obviously. You can see that we would have taken profits perfectly. Yeah. So, but we didn't catch this. I was happy with the profits that I made of the day. I didn't want to give anything back, and given the holidays, didn't really know what to expect. But hopefully you guys learned something from this video, and what I kind of look for. Just to break it down, it's, higher time frame. We start with the higher time frame, then work our way down. So I see this pattern, head and shoulders pattern. Look for the key level on the 1 hour time frame, and then just simply execute on the key levels and take it with, conviction and confidence that it's going to work out. Otherwise, just have your plan set in place. And yeah, so hopefully you guys learned something, and thank you so much for watching.